Good evening and welcome. We're going to shut those doors. How are you, everyone? I'm going to ask that Dave Bagdon joins us at the front and center. How are you? Good. And I would also like to ask State Rep Kate Donahue and Doreen Goodrich and Kerry Shea. Chris Allen, correct. And Dave is here. And there will be an opportunity for board members to come up shortly too. Okay. All right. My name is Karen Chapman and I'm the president and CEO of the Quarter 9495 Regional Chamber of MetroWest. And I can't think of a better honor than I have today to recognize and celebrate Dave Bagdon, publisher of the Community Advocate, and his outstanding team for 50 years in business. I do a lot of ribbon cuttings, but it's very rare that I get to do ribbon cuttings where we're celebrating 50 years in business. You have so much to be proud of. So the number 50 has many important meanings. People celebrate milestones for 50th birthdays and 50th wedding anniversaries with a lot more ceremony than we do other year markers. 50 is a denomination of coins and paper money in many countries. When people write best of or worst of lists, they often use 50 to put on that list. An ant can lift 50 times its own weight. Did anybody know that? I didn't. And of course, there are 50 ways to leave your lover. Well, according to Paul Simon anyways. But today, I can't think of 50 being more important and significant than to celebrate the Community Advocate for 50 years in business, since we all know there are many local news outlets struggling to stay alive, and the Community Advocate continues to excel as the lifeblood in our communities. As the hyper-local newspaper of our region, the Community Advocate plays an important role in promoting social cohesion, engaging all of us on local issues, fostering stronger communities, and helping to connect business with customers. Under Dave's leadership, his business has grown, with his publication receiving more than 130,000 page views per month, and he has expanded his newspaper with additional papers as the producer of the Hopkinton Independent and 50 Plus Advocate. 50 years may feel complete for some, but not for Dave and the Community Advocate. I know it's just the new chapter of his second act, and we are excited to see what's next. Please join me in giving him a huge round of applause. Joining me tonight are some very special VIPs that would like to offer you some congratulations. And first, I would like to introduce State Rep Kate Donahue.
Thank you very much. I want to start with a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but how many of you have been reading the Community Advocate for the full 50 years? Well, it's a loaded question. Interestingly, I moved to Westboro 50 years ago this past August, so I count myself as one of those people who has been reading the Community Advocate for 50 years. I've seen a transition from the community advertiser. I was telling David a year or two ago, we were reminiscing about Moonlight Madness, and I bought my husband and I bought my engagement ring at Moonlight Madness, which David found to be very amusing. But there were a lot of things that have happened with the Julio's organization, with a lot of things, and it's just been really kind of amazing to watch the transition from what was essentially a weekly advertiser, that was the name, to being a serious news organization, and something that we don't see, as Karen was saying, we just don't see that across the Commonwealth. And not to cast aspersions on any other news outlets, but as I was a candidate, as I've been serving, more people mention articles that have been written about me in the Community Advocate than in some of the other print organizations here. People talk about it when they see, and I've just seen the reach of the Community Advocate in my time as a candidate and as a state rep. I could talk about the Community Advocate for a long time, but other people want to chat. So I am going to read this citation. David, you want to come over here? So the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Community Advocate in recognition of your 50th anniversary and for providing quality local journalism to Westboro and surrounding areas. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. And it's signed by Representative Hannah Kane, represented here by Kerry Shea, and Speaker of the House Ron Mariano, and by myself, State Representative Kate Donahue. Congratulations.
We'll get another one with everyone. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to introduce Doreen Goodrich, who's the District Director for Senator Michael Moore's office. Doreen?
Thank you so much. So I've already told you, but I'll tell the rest of the guests. Senator Moore sends his apologies. He had a family emergency this afternoon. So I have the pleasure and honor to be here. And trust me, I'm never short for words. Because at each of these events, something personal comes to mind and I share it. So my boss is an elected official. I'm a former 12-year selectman. And we love nothing better than to see our name in print. Not only that, but to see the stories that only newspapers like yours print. You know, the Girl Scout Gold, the Eagle Scouts, the soccer team. I see my friend Tim Dodd, who won, you know, right here on this one, who won a selectman seat in the town of Westboro. What you do is so important. You know, again, it's the milestones that mean a lot to family and friends that don't make the big newspaper, you know, and you want your child recognized, you want your sister recognized, and you do just that. So continue the
chamber recognized.
And oh, of course, the chamber and the great work that they do each and every day, and include us and her entire staff.
Thank you, Doreen.
So, sincerely, on behalf of Senator Moore, we send you your sincerest congratulations. We flip through the papers every day, and we look forward to doing it for another many years. I can't say 50, but for another many years. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I got this. So it's from the Massachusetts Senate, an official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to the Community Advocate in recognition of celebrating 50 years in business as a locally owned and independent newspaper serving Westboro and surrounding communities. It's offered by State Senator Michael Moore and signed by the Senator, the President. And again, our sincerest congratulations.
Couple more photos.
Exactly.
Thank you, Doreen. That was wonderful. Next, I'd like to introduce a local historian and a local resident of Westboro, probably one of the biggest cheerleaders I've ever met, Chris Allen from the Westboro Historical Society.
Get taller. It's great to see you tonight. I actually am representing writers, freelance writers. I've been a freelance writer for local newspapers since 1977 in Westboro. And I've been lucky enough to write for Dave for quite a long time, particularly in its local history column. And I would like to present to Dave.
Oh, thanks.
special presentation, and it says, in appreciation for David Magden, publisher of the Community Advocate, for his enduring interest and support and promotion of local history that builds a community's pride. And that is from all of us who write local history for the Community Advocate, and the fact that very few places have a local history column, and Dave made sure that we do. And so that is your presentation. And basically, let's read it a little bit. You can turn around. No.
What do I
Just stand there. It says what's happened in 1974, and perhaps you can guess. An average home cost $34,900. The average income was $13,900. How many guess what a gallon of gas cost? 42 cents. The World Series champs were the Oakland Athletics.
Boo!
A gallon of milk cost $1.57. And the NBA champs are, who do you think?
Celtics.
You got it, Boston Celtics. However, the Super Bowl champs were somebody we know now. The Miami Dolphins. Good for you. All right. The most popular songs in 1974 were Tiger Feet, Kung Fu Fighting, I guess, Jolene,
Oh, yeah.
and Waterloo. First class, oh gosh, a first class stamp cost, guess. First class.
12 cents?
10 cents. I remember when they were 3, but I'm not admitting that. And basically, we just wanted to capture what 1974 was like and what we are now. The other thing I wanted to thank our historian Phil Kittredge, who has something like 6,000 vintage photographs of Westboro. And when I put out my plea to Phil to say, can you get me some photographs of Westboro 50 years ago? Phil came through with 35 photographs, of which I could put up 12. But I do hope you will read the captions of the photographs that some of you may know well. Daisy's Diner, the Circle Candy Store, Bill Ford's Newsroom that had news from all over the world, not just Westboro. This also had a big cigar collection. In any case, I'm so glad to recognize Dave's support of local history, because now you don't know who to trust when you hear the news, right? You can always trust local news. They tell the truth. And why? Because if they don't, they know they'll be attacked in the supermarket. Thank you, Priscilla.
Chris, I want to take a photo with you over there.
Yeah, over there.
And while that's happening, Phil Kittredge, I want to share a fun fact with you. You generously donated a photo of one of the original Westboro Chamber of Commerce with all the directors, and it hangs in our office. And it says, I think, 1908 on it. And there's one little girl with a bowl head haircut sitting on, I'm assuming, her father's lap, and just one. And I tell everybody that was me when I They believe it, which is a sad state of affairs. Thank you. All right, next. What do I want? A couple of other people. Okay. Before I introduce our next guest speaker, I just want to recognize someone in the room. She's a good friend, and Dave and I have worked together with her for many years, but it's Barbara Clifford, and she's the former president of the chamber, and I just want to recognize her. She's a big supporter of the region and community advocate, so it's good to see you, Barbara. Okay, now it's my pleasure to actually invite all board of directors, current and retired, to come to the front of the room and introduce Dave Kaiser from Central One Federal Credit Union and the chair of the chamber right now to say a few words. Board of directors, Ben, all of you, come on up.
Thank you. All right, I got some prepared remarks here. I gotta pull them out so I don't forget Dave. Make me so nervous. All right, well, good to be here with everybody. Now, for those of you who don't know Dave, Dave has a very long and remarkable history with the Quarter 9 495 Chamber, having been a member for, I think, maybe just a few years, like 38 years or something like that. Just a few years. Now, Dave, you have generously supported the chamber with your leadership, your marketing expertise, your amazing creativity, and you've been on the board for 23 years, having served as the chair in 2008 and 2009. So the good news is that you only have about another 27 years before we get to celebrate your 50 years of leadership of the Quarter 9 Chamber. Now, Dave is a four-time award winner here at the Chamber in recognition of his business accomplishments as well as his contributions to the Chamber. He was also recently named to the 2024 Power 100 list by the Worcester Business Journal as an influential business professional here in central Massachusetts. Without doubt, Dave has been a tremendous partner to the Chamber by keeping us in the headlines, by printing every announcement, every program, every event that this chamber has ever produced. So Dave, on behalf of the board of the chamber, it gives us all great pleasure to recognize you today with this award, recognizing your 50 years of business and also outstanding journalism that you have provided to our region. So congratulations, my friend. We gotta get a picture. But we put our microphone behind our backs. All right, go ahead. I've been waiting for this. Well, facing.
Right. Got everybody? Thank you. Okay, before I invite Dave up to say a few words and we actually perform the ribbon cutting, I'd like to talk about my good friend here. I've had the honor to work with Dave for many years, and I've had the honor to work together with a legacy of leaders who are passionate about their business and community. The commitment, dedication, and passion that Dave brings to his business is also what he continuously brings to any project or initiative he's involved in. He deeply cares about his local communities and is a champion for local business, which is why it's made him the perfect fit to be part of our chamber. He also deeply cares about our chamber. As you heard, he's had a long-term leadership role with us. He's worked together on many initiatives, from membership engagement to new programming ideas, and we've had a lot of fun doing that together. There isn't anything he wouldn't do for his chamber, and I have proof of it.
Oh, no.
Yep. Over the years, the chamber has hosted theme events from Star Wars, The Wizard of Oz, Grease, the movie, and superheroes. And our legendary holiday snowball, in which members come in full costumes and ugly sweaters. And as I said, there isn't anything that Dave wouldn't do to support his chamber. From wearing a tux, to being the Grinch, to wearing a wig to embody Danny Zuko from the Grease movie, and my personal favorite, putting on a Superman costume. He has done it all and really should be featured on GQ's best dressed list. Since I don't have any pull with GQ, I am proclaiming you the first member to ever be inducted in the Chamber's Best Dressed list. And your recognition award is this Best of Dave Bagden photo collage. This features only some of your greatest fashions and moments with the Chamber over your 38 years of membership. And boy, I hope you all take a good look of it to see the man in tights. That's all I'm gonna say. In all seriousness, happy 50th anniversary, my dear friend. I'm so proud of you in 50 more years of the best of achievements and great success. Let's have a huge round of applause.
Oh, boy. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and recognizing Community Advocate and the efforts that we've had. I'd like to thank, obviously, all my friends from the Chamber, local legislators, thank you so much. My team, who make it all happen. You know, it's, I don't put out the paper, they put out the paper. And, you know, and what can I say? It's not the easiest job in the world, I will say that. You know, there's a lot of late nights, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of going to events that you don't really want to go to on a Sunday morning, but you do it because the people need to know about it, and that's our job. So, you know, as I've been digging out a little bit of history, you know, you'll see some of the old community advertisers dating back to the 70s. It's kind of humbling to me because we have changed with the times. We used to be a shopper's guide newspaper when my dad founded it back 50 years ago. And my main contribution, I feel, was to try and incorporate news in it. I don't think I could have sustained 50 years if all I was doing was selling advertising. I know it's necessary because that's what funds our operations. But in reality, telling the stories of the local people, and I look in these and I just, it brings me back. You know, pictures of Karen Polito when she was a freshman selectman into town of Shrewsbury, you know, to just things that, you know, I totally had forgotten about. And it's really quite a snapshot into the history of our communities. And I thank you all for supporting community journalism because it is, I believe, the lifeblood. And I think it's more important now than ever before. And I think we have to hold on to it because if we don't hold on to it, a part of us is going to be lost. And you know, I don't want to live in a world where Facebook is news because it's So thank you for all your support. Everybody in this room supports me in some way, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for everything.
Everybody look here, lots of photos.
Lots of photos.
I don't want anyone with my mouth open.
That'll be hard.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Cut that ribbon!